Hey, you guys, what's up? This is Save Time with Tori, and I'm back with another video in the parking lot as usual. And I decided to skip right to the point and get the video right on started. I've been missing for a couple of days. My bad, y'all. I'm working on like two, three, if you're lucky, videos a week. But so far it's been like for the past week or so, it's been like more like two. But extend me some grace, y'all. But anyway, today's topic is going to be called "He's Not Leaving His Wife for You," or I'll move the words around however it fits, or But the point is that you ain't about to take nobody's husband. You ain't about to like. It might be the other way around. A man can take somebody else's wife because the man ain't performing. But like for men, when they lock in, it's like hell and high water to reverse his mindset to going back to being single unless the marriage is just complete total chaos. And if that's the point, I mean, if that's the case, then he's gonna want to be single. He's not gonna want to jump back in another marriage with you. So he needs to clear his mind and think. And he probably missing the single life because he's been tied down for a little hot minute. So if you really think he's gonna jump right in a whole nother situation with you after this other lady done clean his pockets, like. But anyway, number one, he's taking advantage of you. Like is free cookies. You know what I'm saying? Like it's free benefits. Like you handed it out, motherfuckers gonna take it. Especially if you doing the most and you going above and beyond to try to impress or prove a point or whatever, trying to, subconsciously make him think that you're a better fit for him type shit. So if you sliding off of chandeliers and you doing a split upside down, then of course motherfuckers coming. So you got to think about that as well. No, he's there for a good time, not a long time. Because the minute she called his phone, he's gone. The minute she started asking where you at, there's a pretty good chance he getting ready to end the date with you to go make sure his home is still in order and she's not getting suspicious type stuff. So basically you're just some type of emotional support dump. You know what? That's a whole nother video. Got my handy dandy notebook right here as usual. But yeah, you just a person he dumps all his feelings on and his frustrations, and you know what I'm saying, and calm. I mean, I hate to say it, but I mean it is what it is. But he comes over your house to unwind from the bullshit that's going on back at home. So don't think you hold some type of special spot. Yeah, you hold a spot, like I said, emotional dumpster. He brings all his problems and whatever else to you and dumps them out on you and in you. And then, he goes back home to his real family to where, he's the king of the hill or whatever you want to call it. So like don't get caught up in that shit. Like I said, he's there for a good time, not a long time. So by morning break, you know what I'm saying, ain't nothing left but his motherfucking boxer pants. So like anyway, he has investments tied into his marriage. That's number two. So the fact that he has property and they might be running businesses together, they might be sharing cars and like just they own a life insurance policy. Like once you get married, things become joint. Joint bank account, joint this, joint that, my name, your name, our name, we, us, type stuff. So basically, he will have to give up all that to be with you. No, your camera didn't freeze. He got to give up all that to be with you. And, so he's already built his life over here. He's already got everything set up, established. It's running good, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're going to throw all that away for the side chick. And what does she have to offer other than her heart? We're not counting like sex and things like that, but like what do you have to bring to the table? People have to start all the way over with you in order to get to where he is now. And most people, they ain't really trying to start over, like, for real. So, like, and then when they get divorced, she gets half of everything, or the whole thing, depending on what it is. I'm saying some people take the whole house, and so now he's homeless. So now the motherfucker got to come live with you. Now that's some dusty ass shit right there. But anyway, you don't take the house, the car, the kids, the dog. Like, if he love his kids, he ain't trying to hear that. Like, if he start this business from the ground up, and she came out of the woodwork, and now she gets entitled to 40-50%. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear that. Like, ain't nobody trying to start over like that, for real. So, like, it is true when they say it's cheaper to keep her, because it's cheaper to keep her. You know what I'm saying? Stay where the fuck you at and live your life, and nothing goes wrong. You should be cool. So that alone actually should have been number one. No, he has investments in this woman. So, like, ain't nobody about to lose half over no love shit. Us women, we'll give up every fucking, well, not me. You scratch me out. Now, that was once upon a time. Like I said, I was young, dumb, naive. But only men will, no, only women will sacrifice their entire livelihood for a man. Like, men ain't doing that. They're thinking logically. They're more of a logically. We're more emotional. Oh my God, I love him so much. I gotta do this. I gotta pay his $20,000 child support. Oh, I gotta save him from this. And, like, no, yeah, no. So yeah, we're emotional, and we will, do the most, but they're not doing the most. So, like, if they money tied, men don't play about their money. So if they money is tied up into a situation, they're probably gonna see it through, my boy. So, like, the odds of you taking this man away from her is slim to none. You have to be dream girl. You have to be like the girl he been looking for his whole motherfucking life. Like, you gotta be the one, or damn near close to it. And his marriage has to be on the rocks. Like, if it's not really on the rocks and he just playing games, even if you is dream girl, like I said, let's go back to what I just said. He has investments tied in it. He ain't nobody trying to go back to being no broke nigga. Like, ain't nobody doing that. So basically, you're gonna get eliminated due to financial reasons alone. Like, your cookie ain't good enough to, like, have this man starting at zero. I'm sorry, but anyway. And then this is kind of number two, but I didn't really number these in the correct order. I just wrote them down as I thought about them. But the money part is first, like, first and foremost. And this one right here, I think, is second. He's probably just temporarily mad at his wife. Like, they might have had a fight, or they might be fighting for, like, months and weeks, and he's just irritated and aggravated, and he just blowing off steam, basically. So, like I said before, you're some type of dumpster of some kind, calm dumpster, emotional dumpster, like, whatever he got going on at home, he's gonna bring it to you, and you're supposed to be his peace. So yeah, he just he probably just going through a rough patch in his marriage. They say the first 2 years is the hardest or something. I don't know. But the point is that, marriages go through stages, and he's on this rocky road right now to where he's not as happy as he originally was in the beginning. So now, you come along and you're fun, you're carefree. He don't really have to invest too much into you. So, he's looking at you like, this gonna be my peace, and then hopefully my wife snaps out of it and gets some act right, and then we can live happily ever after. So they're not really considering your feelings. They're just waiting until their own marriage starts to come back to life, and they will have zero problems, like, leaving you on red at that point. Once their marriages get back on point, like, you won't hear less and less of this man. Give me a second, y'all, I'm thirsty. This McDonald's tea be busting. But anyway, I don't know. Sometimes they be trying to get me. Like, one time I went, look like they had poured some water on top of some old ass tea trying to stretch it. Ain't nobody stupid. But anyway, the point is, I mean, this one good, but sometimes you gotta watch out for motherfuckers. Anyway, the point is that he's mad temporarily, so like you're basically catching him at an emotional time to where he's not, he's kind of a little bit clouded in judgment or whatever, or he could possibly just not give a damn. Period. You do have the ones that just they're not going through nothing. They got an erection and you standing there all interested in shit. So I mean, 2 plus 2 is 4. But anyway, the point is, don't get caught up in that vortex of all of a sudden your marriage is this and your marriage is that. If it was that damn bad, then why didn't you leave? Anyway, point is, he's hiding you, not her. So like I said, if she calls, honey, I need you to, I don't know, take out the trash. Okay, honey, be right there. Or they be like, oh, honey, what time are you coming home? I have dinner ready. The minute, she says that, he's gone. So like, but he don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know about her, but she don't know about you. But to be honest with you, I don't really know who, well, in my opinion, I mean, I can't speak. Men, y'all can comment down below. I'm kind of interested. I actually seen this, wasn't really a poll, but it was like a question asked on Facebook in one of those groups. They were like, who does he care for more, the one he lies to or the one that already know what time it is? In my personal opinion, I'm not a man. Like I said, I got original female body parts. So basically, I think he cares more about the one he's hiding from, because he's trying to protect her feeling. He doesn't want her to get hurt. He doesn't want, what I'm saying, that relationship to fall apart. But the side chick, the mistress, the whoever on the side trying to steal him, like, you've already shown what type of person you are. Sneaky, conniving. I'm sorry, but I mean, I don't really know no other word to use. But you're kind of presenting yourself to be an untrustworthy person by doing this. So it's really not a good idea in the long run. You might think you're winning, but like, he's never gonna trust you because you're doing sneaky stuff. Like, they're gonna start to think about that at some point. Maybe not today or tomorrow, but he's gonna start to weigh on that. Once after a little while has passed. So I wouldn't get caught up in that either. But yeah, I think he cares more about the one he's hiding it from, because he wants to keep that situation alive. He don't give a fuck if you know about her. He'll take a call right in front of you, and ain't nothing you can say or do about it. He'll jump up and leave if she asks him to, go do something or something. So obviously he doesn't really care about your time, and you might have cleared your whole schedule to be with him, but the minute she calls, he's gone. So like, you're playing second fiddle to the wife. Like, how does that work? Like, yeah, you might be getting whatever it is out the deal. I don't know, money or sex, or I don't really know. But like, is that enough? Like, don't you want this man for yourself? Don't you want a man for yourself? Do you want to keep sharing back and forth, like her juices on top of your juices, and he's bringing this shit back and forth? I don't motherfucking know. But the point is, you're the one hiding in the bushes. You're the one, peeking around the corner. You're the one hiding, your relationship from the world. She don't have to do that. She can walk down the street with her man, with her ring on her finger, and everything's Gucci. You're the one ducking and, creeping up at midnight. Like, ain't nobody, no, we ain't on that type of time. We want our own man in 2025. We ain't doing that. And he's going to tell you whatever you want to hear to hit. Oh, baby, I love you. Oh, baby, I wish she was you. I wish the circumstances was different. Really? No, your camera didn't freeze. They going to say whatever it takes to get what the hell they want. It might be true. Oh, you're better than hers. It might be the truth low key, but he still ain't gonna leave her. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna downplay his wife. Oh, well, she don't listen to me. She ain't doing the stuff she used to do. She don't treat me like a man. Some of that stuff may or may not be true, but how would you know? Because he's gonna tell you whatever, whether it's true or not, to get the whatever you giving out. So you can't really go by that. They'll whisper anything in your ear when they 30 seconds away from busting a nut. So I don't know, but the point is that and then they will give you a false timeline. Oh well, when the kids turn 103, we can be together. They'll be out the house, and then like, wait on. Ain't nobody waiting that long to be with no man that could possibly not even be interested in me at that point. Your marriage might get back on the right track, and you might decide to change your mind. Meanwhile, I'm waiting till little Timmy is 103 years old, like wasting my time. Like, no, ain't nobody about that life. But or sometimes they don't give you a timeline at all. They just be like, huh, we'll see. I'm waiting on this. And, oh, well, I got to wait till such and such to, file for divorce, or this will happen. And they'll make a story to where, you feel sorry for them, and give you these fake ass, indefinite timelines to where he's going to divorce or leave her or make some type of movement or action towards, letting her go. But it never happens. Most of the time they say, they'll give you a timeline or a time frame that's way off into the goddamn abyss somewhere, like way off into the far, far future. We ain't talking like 2, 3, 6 months from now. Most of the time when they start talking this stuff, it's like a year or more, away from the day that it is that he says it, knowing good and well a year from now, people gonna be done forgot about it by then. Well, I'm maybe not forgot about it, but it gives him an extra year to play around and do shady shit. But anyway, if he's a businessman, he's gonna be embarrassed to get divorced. Like, it doesn't look good. Like when rich man, businessman, politicians, people in high places, start going through divorce. It typically, it's kind of frowned upon a lot of times. Depending on how much money you got and what type of, business that you're in. But, a lot of businessmen are, in some type of marriage, whether or not they want to be in it or not. It just looks good on paper or whatever. It looks good to the public that, you're a family man, and that you're, you know, trying to be an honest guy and make a woman an honest, woman, or whatever you want to call it. So, like, if you're dealing with a man, that's got heavy pockets or semi heavy pockets, then, he's gonna think twice before he, decides to make this move. You got to be the one, like I said earlier. Like, you better be everything he been looking for and more, in order for him to make that big ass sacrifice. And then he has to have his finances, like, maybe like a prenup, or basically he knows that if he gets a divorce, that she's not gonna wipe him clean, because a lot of them do. Like, when a man thinks, you know he's about to, get taken to the cleaners, he typically stops and thinks for a few days, months, years sometimes, before he makes that move. Make sure, things will play out in his favor, after the divorce is settled. But if he knows for sure that she's about to come for everything he didn't work for, you basically fucking this man for free. I'm just gonna put it on out there. Like, ain't nobody about to start from scratch, especially like a middle-aged man, like 40 and up. He's not gonna go back to ground zero and start his business from scratch. Like, he's already old as hell. Like, no, no, don't even bank on that. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your beauty, your youth. That's pretty much what you're doing. You're sitting around waiting and hoping and praying that this man is telling you the truth about leaving his wife, and a lot of times they don't. Now, I have seen some cases where they have. Like, this is not uncommon. I know y'all have seen that movie. Everybody done seen it. The Tyler Perry, the one where the girl getting beat down, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, where this woman stuck around for, I don't know how many years, 30, 20, I don't know, it was a bunch. But anyway, and then he turned around and left her, had a secret baby on her and everything. Now, that's a situation where, you know what I'm saying, the other girl, She almost got the ring. The only reason she didn't get the ring is because, the man got shot and was paralyzed. And then at that point in her head, she was like, he's no longer a cash cow. I really only married him for his money. So she decided to dip out. Like, he's no longer. I mean, of course, you can still do law in a wheelchair, but it's just kind of strange. But anyway, the point is that she dipped out. I guess she didn't want the ring no more. She didn't want to be married to a handicapped person, and she emptied out his bank account. Meanwhile, the girl over here, what I'm saying, that's doing the most, got spit on. Like, I don't know, but that's a whole nother video, honestly. Like, how you actually, I think I already did one. I did a video called Ride or Die. Go check it out. You ride and you dying. Like, the fuck. Anyway, the point is that if he's a businessman, he ain't about to do none of that at the age of really no age. I mean, but if you 40 and up, he's most definitely probably not gonna. Like I said, unless the marriage is gone to shits and he just don't give a fuck no more type stuff. But if you're a dream girl and you meet like every one of his criteria, stuff like that, but majority of the time you're on the losing end of the stick. You're not gonna win this man. There's an 80% chance that you're on the losing. You're fighting a losing battle. Just save your time. Don't waste 10 years on a man that's not gonna be with you. Don't waste your youth on a man who's not gonna be with you. Don't waste nothing on nobody that's gonna waste your time. So that's my take on it. Now you can keep sleeping around with this man if you want to. You can keep ducking and hiding and being second best if you want to, but my advice is to start to heal, talk to God, you know what I'm saying? Like, just try to slowly transition this man out of your life or cut him off altogether if you that bold. But if you've been doing this for a while and you develop some type of feelings or something, I'll give you a little bit extra grace. But we ain't about to be graceful for no 365 days plus. Like, in 6 months, you should be completely rid of this man. Like, I don't care how fast you do it, but if you still fucking around after 6 months, that means you ain't trying to leave and you accept the crumbs that he's giving you. And I ain't got nothing to do with that. But anyway, this is Save Time with Tori, and I do what? I save you time from the bullshit. Okay, bye.